Howdy. Welcome back to Dion Talk. Why you are a wage slave, or why are you a wage slave? There's really three aspects of life that have made many people, most people, a wage slave. And to help you understand this, I want you to understand that sometimes if you want somebody to believe something or to hold on to a core value that is not true, you teach it to them when they're young. Here's the example. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard this and if you believe this. This is separate from finance, which is what the video is going to be about. But I want you to understand how if you hear something enough when you're young, you will absolutely believe it, even when it's proven wrong. And there are three reasons why you're becoming wage slave on things you believe that are wrong. So here's the example so you can understand how this is done. Since we were kids, most of us have heard the days get shorter in the winter and longer in the summer. How many times have you heard that? Like it's a mantra from kindergarten on. They get shorter in the winter, longer in the summer. And then I'll ask you, what is the shortest day of the year? Well, it's December 21st. And then what is the first day of winter? Well, it's December 21st. So if the shortest day of the year is the first day of winter, is it possible for days to get shorter in the winter? That's physically impossible, but you've heard it since you were a kid. You've heard over and over and over. Days get longer in the summer and shorter in the winter, but physically that can't happen because the shortest day of the year is the first day of winter. So the only possible outcome is that in the winter, the days get longer, and in the summer, the days get shorter. So hold on to that because I want you to understand that's how important this is, that when you hear things young enough, you will believe them even if they're wrong. The first of these three reasons why you are probably a wage slave comes from Robert Kiyosaki's Right Out of Rich Dad Poor Dad. The other two are due to things I've learned on my own. Robert Kiyosaki talks about how the school system in the United States was designed, right? We had people living on farms and education wasn't as important. The idea was have a bunch of kids. When you get so old you can't work, your kids would take over. Well, the Fords and the Rockefellers and all these very wealthy families said to the U.S., we will help you build schools. That's why there's so many Ford middle schools and Rockefeller centers and all these things. An education based on how they wanted people raised from a very young age to act like factory workers. You get a 5-day work week, you get a 5-day school week, you get a factory that starts your shift with a bell, you get a lunch break. You basically trained preschool to have a factory life. They try to destroy your entrepreneurialism, your investor abilities by saying it is normal that people work 5 days a week. And it was 6 days a week. So a lot of people say blame Ford for the 5-day work week. Yeah, that's because he took it from 6 down to 5 and made it only a 4-day work week, a 5-day work week. So that's the first reason why you're probably a wage slave. You've started since a very young age growing up thinking, well, school's like a factory. Might as well work in a factory setting. Even if it's an office, it's like a factory setting. The second reason why you're probably a wage slave is something that I think I got wrong. It was done wrong to me when I was a kid. I think I did it wrong with my kids, and I think a lot of people are perpetuating this. What is the question most people ask their kids as a parent? As a teacher, what do you ask their kids?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
That's what you say. You say, what would you like to be when you grow up? The parent answer, and I'll take this from Jaspreet Singh of Minority Mindset, the parent answer is, as kids, you kind of have some options. When you grow up, you can be a doctor, a lawyer, worst case scenario, a dentist, or a failure. Those are your options. Technically, when you grow up, what do you want to be? A job. Now, the kid answer, since they kind of understand the concept of the question, astronaut, fireman, police officer, who was created so firemen can have heroes too. But everything that we ask kids is, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's never, a world traveler, retired early, financially free, financially stable, or the best question a kid can ever give their parents, happy. So those are two reasons. The first one is schools are designed to make you grow up thinking that you're supposed to work like you're in a factory. And our parents and adults who ask us that question when you're kids of what do you want to do when you grow up indoctrinates us into thinking that you should have this stupid sentence in your head at any point in your life. What is your dream job? If you dream about work, I think you have some issues. Then the third reason why you are probably a wage slave, I found out this a little bit late, but there are three categories of people who get very wealthy off of your retirement accounts, and none of them are you. And Social Security. So Social Security and retirement accounts are designed for a few things. Social Security is not in the US to help older people have income when they can't work anymore. It was actually developed in the 18th century in Germany by a guy named Otto von Bismarck, who said there's too many young people that don't have direction or purpose. So if we put a collective social program together to pay older people to leave the workforce, then there will be job openings for younger people. But they had to tie it to age because they didn't want younger people not working, because then you can get up to no good. They actually wanted older people out of the workplace because you were generally not going to do so many bad things. So Social Security is tied to age. A lot of people continue to work because they think Medicare is going to take care of them, not realizing Medicare costs more than insurance that you can get in most cases. And yeah, it's tied to your income. So if you don't make any money and you're super broke, it might be cheaper. But retirement accounts, the three categories of people who make a lot of money off your retirement accounts, none of them being you. The first is the government, because they let the tax tail wag the dog for the employee. They tell you, you should put this money away. You should make your employer take away some of your wages, which is what they did. They took away your wages to add contribution to your retirement account so that when you're older and you have more money to pay more taxes, how the government is going to make more money in the future, and you think taxes are going to be less in the future? So you're going to pay more taxes in the future by delaying that, not having money to invest now because you set aside part of your wage from your employer to get the match, and then you took money from your own wage out of your paycheck to put into your retirement account to get the match from your employer, and some people go up to the maximum to get the tax benefits that don't actually help you. Then you have your employer who is making a ton of money off of your retirement account, because I actually was with a company who developed a retirement account because it is a retention and recruitment tactic. It gets more employees and it keeps more employees. So the employer has more longevity with employees, a better ability to recruit employees because they took some of your wages away from you to contribute it to your retirement account. It's not extra money. It's not free money. It's your money from your compensation package that's been reallocated to a retirement account. So the government's making money off of that. Your boss is making money off of that. And then you've got these people called account managers who, whether you make money or you lose money with your retirement account, the account managers make money. These are three reasons why you are probably a wage slave. And I'm trying to share with people that there are some other options. You don't have to work like you're in a factory. You can actually work a job and put your money to work. Several different ways to invest: real estate, stocks, crypto, start and grow a business. Well, if you work at a company that has a retirement account, you should contribute for the match because it is your money you'd be giving up if you didn't. And then the most important thing with Social Security is make it not matter. And whenever somebody asks you, or you think about asking a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? Instead of thinking, what job do you want? Maybe, what would make you happy when you grow up? This is a nice short live stream from Albufeira in Portugal. Hopefully you can hear me over the waves. I will look at all of the comments after the video. If you want your questions answered during a live stream, I will do a live stream Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, which is like midnight here. So I'm not sure how sober I'll be, but I'll be there. And I will answer all of the questions that come in, even the rude ones. Have a day full of amazing.